Check this out. We have this KYX bull bar with a light in it. It's pretty awesome. So we're going to be putting it on this Toyota Tundra. Comes with everything you need. The brackets, some hardware, and the wiring harness for the light. Take these toe brackets off. There's 2 bolts in there. Now you take this bracket for the driver's side, it's gonna go there. I'm gonna put the tow hook underneath. Just get these started, don't tighten them down too tight. Alright, that's good. And flip this over, make sure you put it on cardboard or something so you don't scratch it or anything. One of the brackets is going to go like that on that side, and then the other one's going to go there. Take 2 of the bolts, the smaller ones, a smaller washer and the smaller lock washer. It's going to go right there, and keep those a little bit loose also so this can move around. This is where it's going to help to have 2 people. Alright, cool. Should be able to let that go. Now I'm going to go back and snug up all the bolts. Let's get them kind of snug first. You can adjust the bar how you want it, and then snug those bolts up as well. Pretty cool. Not bad. Now we gotta do the wiring. At this point, if you like where it's located, make sure you go back and tighten down all the bolts. It's a switch that's gonna go in the cab. There's a connector. If you trace those wires back, it goes to a relay, which is good, and a fuse holder with a fuse in it. Red goes to a positive lead, ground goes to a ground. These 2 leads that are gonna go to the light itself. The fact that the battery is right here actually makes it pretty easy to wire this in. You could hook the positive up over here and the ground over here. That would work. Or, you know, be creative however you want to do it. Where the switch is, can go into the cab. And there's a little grommet right there. You can try to get it into the cab through there. On this side, you have to run this wire either behind the grille somehow. You don't want to go near the engine because you don't want any rotating parts, and get it down to this location where you can hook it up to the light. I ended up taking the bolts out of the top of the grille. Right here, there's 4 bolts. Use a 10mm socket, and then the push pins on the side. Took those out just so I could pull this forward a little bit. Ran that wire all the way down. I actually ran it down to the bottom, all the way down there, because I didn't really want the wire going through here. I didn't think it looked as good, so I'd rather have it down here. So I'm gonna hook it up right here. So I'll just take these connectors, get these started, and crimp them down. Just crimp them down. Make sure those are nice and tight. That looks good. Alright, so red to red, black to black. That's good. Then you can wire tie these out of the way. It's wired from underneath there, behind the grille. I got it behind the battery. I was able to connect the red lead to the positive, and then I found a nice ground back here. There's a bracket that actually had a threaded hole in it that there was nothing attached to. So rather than hooking it straight to the battery, I hooked it to that ground. Before I go any further, to send this in, So that LED's on, that's good. Let's test the light and see how it works. Sweet. That's pretty bright. That works. Now I'm gonna run this wire through that grommet in the back there and wire the switch in the cab. I got the wire through the grommet. It's kind of like a double piece grommet, and you don't really want to slice any of the wires or anything. Do the best you can. Try to slice the inside grommet a little bit without cutting any of the wires. This came out really awesome. I'm pretty happy with it. The only thing I really had to do was the plate bracket. Our state, you have to have a plate on the front. So what I did was just taking the stock plate bracket, I'm able to flip it upside down, and that worked fine. It's extremely bright. It looks really cool though. I put the switch for the lights right there in the center console, and I just ran the wire under here and just wire tied it in wherever I could. If you want to see more Toyota Tundra upgrades, check out some of my other videos and make sure you subscribe. Thanks. There'll be a link in the description if you're interested in this bull bar. Check it out.